then we come home and just completely fall apart. We go to work, we wear a bra, we do all these things, and we come home and completely just doom.
Hello, this is Rita, and this is me and my mommy's podcast, and then my mommy, and there's me, and I'm just talking about this stuff, and there's me tap dancing, because this is a tap dancing / autism podcast, and there's a bunch of animals, and I'll be trying to eat my hair, and there's a bunch of sand in the ocean. Also, there's all the soul talk stuff. I love all my mentors and adventures. And also, yes, like life stuff and tap dancing. Oh, and also there's my boots. My boots are amazing. Also, there's me trying not to have a panic attack. Also, this is a podcast about me, autism, and tap dancing, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just ADHD in this thing. Also, there's my cute adorable puppies. That's my mommy. I am Lita. This is Lita's Styles. That's Dr. Kristen with 2 kids. Not to be confused with Dr. Kristen with 2 dogs. Two tiny little, two little doggies.
So this is how she's differentiating between the Dr. Kristens in her life.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
this
not
Dr.
what you guys
Kristen has 4 cats, not just
4
2.
cats.
There's 4 cats. There's 4 cats.
Kristen Q, you need 2 more dogs, so I don't think Lily would be okay. Protect Lily.
No.
You and you alone.
Yo, why do you mean to be me and what? She's a window. She has a window face. Oh, hi. Oh,
You know those dogs
Hi.
that normally have to be put
Hi.
up when people come over? That is Lily. She does not do well with people.
Jack, I have a butt.
Lita walks in and Lily is
I
like,
have a
hi, you're my
butt.
friend.
I have a butt. Jack, are you gonna
That's
get
so
on
sweet.
this couch or not? You
Are-
can come
you
into
can-
this couch.
Lita,
Are you
you can
gonna-
turn off your mic while you and
Oh,
Jack
I
are
forgot
having
to
a
turn off
discussion
my
over.
mic. I forgot to turn off my mic. I feel like a muppet. Oh, Jack.
Oh, it unplugged your Dale. Do you need to get out and get back in?
No, it's still
Okay.
plugged. Still plugged.
It's been one of those days, Kristen.
I feel like a muppet.
All right, let's get into talking about it. Kristen, you are a print. What is chewing on now? Candy. That's good for the dog with the anxiety disorder.
Oh.
Sit down. Okay, it's going to be one of those episodes. Kristen, you ready for this?
Bring it on.
For those of our audience who somehow have missed every one of your previous episodes with us, do you want to introduce yourself again?
I am Dr. Kristen Williamson. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I have my doctorate in behavior health management. I see clients online. I'm licensed in 4 or 5 states, and I have unbelievably made it to my niche where I work with adults who are either late diagnosed autism ADHD or they've been just diagnosed. They have neurospices in their life. I like the phrase neurospicy because it is the spice of life. It may not be. I mean, sometimes it could be a really potent spice, but it's still a spice of life.
Oh, yes. And for everyone not watching on YouTube or watching on Spotify, the Pitbull Staffy mix is making life a difficult thing today.
But it just, again, adds the spice of life.
It does. And I keep reminding myself, he was the one who made the decision to join this family. So this is his fault.
That happens.
We brought you on the podcast again because you and I have had many, many, many discussions on masking and on burnout, which are it's not 2 sides of the same coin. It's one leads to the other.
It really does.
Someone somewhere is going to finally get this paper going.
I think there's got to be papers on it. I've read upwards of 200 research articles now for late diagnosed females and what that looks like. And I'm pretty certain masking is a huge chunk of it because it's exhausting. It is flipping exhausting. It's not started once we turn into an adult. No, we are taught to mask from a very young age. It can be gender specific. It can be culturally added into it. There's so many different components. And I think the crux of it is just what you said. It's exhausting and it leads to burnout.
It does. And I think I'm talking to parents who are asking me, as someone who was, I don't want to call it early diagnosed at the age you should have been diagnosed.
Appropriately diagnosed.
Appropriately diagnosed. You have a whole bunch of kids who were taught, my age, were taught to mask. That masking was the be all and end all. And we have doctors looking at us going, hi, do you understand that you have hypertension at way too young of an age?
Oh my gosh. Through my clients and my research, I have found that a lot of women are not getting diagnosed with autism until way later in life, partially because the criteria is not for females. It wasn't made for females, but they're predominantly getting depression, anxiety, panic disorder. Guys, I feel like an alien. I'm going to wear the mask of human. You do that so long. You go to school and you suck up and you deal with it and you don't fidget. You don't move because you don't want to get in trouble. We keep that mask on and we come home and just completely fall apart. We go to work. We wear a bra. We do all these things and we come home and completely just doom scroll for hours on our phone.
Do you have something to say there, Jeff?
Yeah, the perfect conversation to bring up an annoyance from a reboot of a show with P and F and Penny episode where they made two baby twins. The boy autistic, and they said the girl couldn't be autistic, even though they were both babies. So A, they couldn't do the dyslexia test because they both couldn't talk. B, the speech impairment test because both of them can't talk. They're babies. And
Isn't
I'm
that
pretty sure they're
frustrating?
supposed
The
to be like
boys
few months
be
old
seen.
babies. They couldn't do any of the other tests because babies can't talk, and yet the boy's autistic, and somehow the girl's not autistic, even though you can't do any tests you're supposed to do on kids because they're not three, I'm pretty sure. And B, and they can't do most tests for autism because they're straight up babies, and I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be like one now.
Is this a TV show?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
TV show is it?
Family.
Oh, yeah, the reboot of Proud Family.
It's the on our case.
They were
You
trying
know-
to be.
I love that you brought that up. I've seen with TV shows and with movies and everything, the guys, the males are typically autistic or autistic type, but girls are not. Or if they're labeled as autistic, they're just so rude. They're so this, and this, and this. When it's then hard to see ourselves in the same light.
It is. She has run off because the puppy has decided he wants to be part of this conversation because she got excited. So now he's excited.
Oh, gosh, when you were growing up, did you ever get well, you're so well behaved. You're so mature for your age.
Oh, no, I did not get that. I got that I was too immature for my age. I wasn't behaving right for my age. I was asking too many questions. I was not doing what I should do. And then I would go into therapy and they would say what I had done for the week. And my therapist, like legit therapist, not like the ABA therapist, would sit there and go, okay, well, here's your punishments for the week for not fitting in properly. And I had therapists who, this boggles my mind, but it also, I think, leads to where you wind up having breakdowns and burnout. I had a therapist who was like, well, you don't have to actually be what is he chewing on now? It's like having a toddler, Kristen.
Yep.
What I literally, and I've told a few other people this, I had a therapist who sat there and told me, what you need to do is you need to be what they want in a friend, because you will never have a friend unless you quit being autistic and you start being exactly what they want. So if they like this book, you like this book. If they like this movie, you like this movie. If they like this boy, don't quite like the boy, but like boys like that. If they like dresses like this, you like dresses like this.
Yep. The boy part. Think of how much we have grown as a society to come out and for this next generation of therapists to be talking to people there to say, no, you can be you and you'll make friends. And I say this, not every therapist has the highest level of understanding of what autism is. They have much better ideas of ADHD because ADHD has been able to be talked about with less of a stigma for so long. But with autism, like the communication, I live in scripts in my brain, and it's like I can communicate really well. But then if y'all say something that I'm not expecting to hear, it's like my brain buffers and I have to sit there. And it's like, how long am I sitting here? Oh, I've been quiet for too long. I need to say something. Don't make it weird. I'm going to make it weird. Let's talk about dinosaurs.
I think that's the only reason my husband talks about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs is something everyone talks about, right? No, but like, and being taught to mask from such a young age that it was coming from, because at one point in time, I had a therapist, I had a psychiatrist, and I had a psychologist.
Jeez Louise.
And the psychiatrist was there just to make sure I had the right medicines for the bipolar that was showing up because I was autistic. It wasn't my autism that was causing it. Wasn't bipolar. For the ADHD, for the depression and the anxiety. And I was the bad person who went and read, libraries have books, and I went and read it and was like, how do I have bipolar syndrome and depression and anxiety?
You were one of the fewer ones who didn't just settle on the labels on the diagnoses. You're like, I want to go learn about this. And at a time where we could go to the library and learn about it, we didn't have the ease in which we could find out these answers now, which is one of the very, very few things I'm so grateful for COVID, because COVID really blew up social media and the world started sharing stories. So my autistic women started seeing themselves represented in others and saying, wow, you can actually live this life. You don't have to be in the corporate job and be overly helpful. You don't have to write emails that have so much fluff in them. You can write like a dude and it's fine.
Oh yeah, I still write way too much information because I info dump in all of my emails, but you know that about me.
I knew, but I love that because I'm a collector of information because I want to make sure that I understand everything. And what I've realized on my side is I will send messages, or as you've gotten from me, I'll send an email with like one sentence in it that's I have to remember to say hello versus just sending an email because I'm like, I just want to get my thought out. Nope, that's not polite society. That's still the masking component of pragmatic speech.
But like, I cannot prove this. I kind of think the bipolar and the depression, because I will admit that there was a lot of depression going on as a teenager with autism, especially being a girl with autism, where you're in the 90s, where it was all about hiding it, where my parents were not telling anyone because I could mask well enough to fit into society. I don't think my extended family knew I had autism. They never told me. I found out no one ever used the word autism around me. But then when my husband joined the military, they're looking through my stuff and the doctor's like, oh, so you were diagnosed as autistic as a child? That would have been something nice to know because that would have explained the special education stuff. That would have explained all these therapies.
Because you've been telling me like you did.
No, I knew something was wrong with me because it was always put out that something was wrong.
Could you
that something needed
growing up that way? Growing up with hey, there's something wrong with me, but nobody's actually telling me what it is. They're just making me go do these different things and take these different things. And you feel like people are looking at you, or I don't know, have y'all ever had this where you feel like you say something and you're saying it right, and with the mask, like your eyebrows can go up at the right time, or the inflection in your tone, and you just feel like it didn't.
Fortunately, I forgot I was autistic. Hip existed.
I don't know that you actually forgot, but we were in our own little, sphere during COVID. So it was just normal. But the way we raised you was never to you always knew from the time we had that official diagnosis, you knew you were autistic. From the time we had the official diagnoses, we were like, this is what's causing this. This is why it's causing this. This is what's going on with it. Because
Accidentally.
but
Accidentally.
was
That means you were living in a world where autism didn't have a dirty name attached to it. You could just be you. But
yeah,
now
we
you're
got back
turning
into the
into
real
this
world.
spokesperson who gets to come in and advocate and be this glorious version of teenager and angst and dog love and cat love.
Someone needs to do a paper on autistic people and their love of animals.
I love animals because they don't care how I.
Our Bigador does.
Your Bigador is
But-
kind of like a cat in a dog's body.
I love cats because they are the epitome of consent. They will let me love them at their choosing. Even though I want to aggressively love them, they will hold those boundaries. Unless I have snacks.
That is our Beagle Lab mix. That is how she is. She even lays on top of the cushions on top of the couch like she is a small itty bitty kitty cat and not a 45-pound puppy. Our cushions for our couch don't actually stand up.
That's amazing.
But I know with me, the overall push and push and push that you have to mask, that this was be all and end all of life, was to mask, caused that burnout very early in life.
So I didn't even know it was masking for a very long time. It's just, I thought of it as like, okay, I'm going to go talk to this group of people. Let's breathe in and turn on the energetic human that can go and talk and do all these things and be really bubbly and all really big and da-da-da-da-da. And then afterwards, in the private moments where it's just me, it feels like I am just then bereft of all feelings. We went out to a medieval Renaissance fair this weekend, and that was the most peopling I've done in a very long time. And we 3D printed cats and gave them out because cats protect people from the plague. So we are giving out cats, but that means I had to talk to a lot of people in the very short snippets. Like, you don't get into the deep conversation. Deep conversations tend to fill my battery more than deplete it. But the surface level. Hi, how are you? Here's a cute. Okay, bye. Like, that's more draining than anything else. And you almost feel the next day that you have an emotion hangover.
Oh, I lead lots of meetings, which means I have to people and be the person in charge and, add imposter syndrome to masking.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And by the time I'm done, I'm like, I am so over people. Please schedule a 2-month break for the next. Oh, wait, I can't have 2 months between my meetings.
Well, it's so funny. I love this episode because the first time we were supposed to meet with it, I had messaged you. I was like, I don't have the bandwidth. I'm at my limit and I can't do this because we still do this to this day. We overextend, we overreach. And then it's well, I don't have any energy. Why can't I do this? Where it's like, there's the want, but then it's almost the physically and mentally. It's not there to give.
I haven't told my husband yet, but I have a feeling he knows this. I have the energy, I think, to get through what I have to do tomorrow. He is not on shift for this weekend. He gets to deal with everything.
If I die, just know that I lived.
Okay, that's because I was like,
she tries to make me eggs, and then I just had cookies for breakfast.
That's the best breakfast ever. I'm here
And
for
that's when
that.
I went up the hot pan. So yeah. Right.
Cookies.
more,
Probably her driving and good.
Oh, it's, I was like, I have to make sure Kristen's coming on because I will recharge a little bit talking to someone at this level. Well, no, I talk to you at this level, but sometimes
Sometimes you want to have someone who's not blood related.
No, even having you on the conversation with Kristen is hopefully recharging my batteries. Oh, yeah. But masking leads to breakdown, call it a breakdown, call it a meltdown, call it, a full on whatever you
Yep.
want to call it. I don't think people understand what happens at that end part. If you're not within the neurodivergent, the neurospicy community, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I mean, so your breakdown is just you need like an hour with a coffee date.
I've seen, so for me, my masking can come typically through sensory, auditory. If things are really, really loud, or if there's a lot of people or a lot of things that I'm looking at, that's a visual chaos. I can handle it for so long, but I hit that moment where if I'm not, my friends all make fun of me because it's about 3 hour time limit. I can do 3 hours. And if I push it beyond that, I will be absolutely useless. And, or if I push it too much, I had moments of the shutdown where it almost feels like I'm a husk of a person, just kind of like the outside shell, and the inside is just so fully dissociated. It's not there because my brain says we are no longer safe. We can't do this. Or the panic attacks from pushing, and like you think of a volcano, we push it down so much and then blam and we blow up. Typically internally, but it can show externally.
I broke the flower.
You broke the flower. It's fine.
I broke the flower.
She's been fiddling with the flower so much over there. It is now flower petals, and we can find something to do with the flower petals.
It's too much fun taking it apart. I broke the flower.
That is okay. It is fine. It is now in a different form for us to enjoy.
Now you can just put petals all over the dog.
Yes.
Take it, not only if I don't run out of resin.
I'll go get more resin tomorrow. She's been making a bunch of resin stuff because for the studio, if people will agree to donate $10 a month, I may have said Lita will make them a keychain.
My mom squirreled me.
Or she added to your ability to become an entrepreneur.
No, she squirreled me. I ADHD life. She screwed me.
We found a few of the grants in our area. You have to have between 2,000 and 3,000 monthly donors in order to apply for the grants.
Oh,
I do not have nearly that much.
but
Plus,
you're on your way.
We are on our way, and we are turning dancers away because we don't have enough space for them right now. And I need to get fundraising started. So,
It's
you
just
get
another thing to add to the bucket of things to do.
Oh, yes. And she's like, why screw your child? But I think, because I was talking to someone else, I don't think people understand that the meltdowns, the breakdowns can lead to even hospitalization.
Oh gosh, yes. Going emergency room, going inpatient.
Yeah. And people are like, well, I mean, just get over your meltdown afterwards. It's like, it's not like that.
So, actually, a really perfect example that I experienced on Saturday after the Renaissance Fair, where it's hot, it's humid. My son, who's 15, decided to buy a chest plate that's heavy and a helmet, and wear it and not hydrate. He is my level 1.5 spectrum kiddo, just depending on the day. And when he gets overwhelmed, that shutdown looks angry face. He loses all tones except for angry tones because he is no longer there. He looks obstinate. He looks defiant. He looks like a butthole. I know that is him being overstimulated and overwhelmed, and that masking component is done. He is over everything, but the outside perspective, he looks like he's throwing a teenage temper tantrum.
And he's not. Yeah, I think the dog just left because I think my husband just got home. Hey, yay. He's like, I'll go see whoever can give me all the love. His love is for sale. But no, I mean, that is because there's been times Lita's done something and I'm like, luckily with her international tap group, those kids Not all of them are diagnosed autistic. Not all of them are diagnosed neurospicy. I will not say a word right now with today's political climate on their lack of diagnoses.
But they also had the spice of that.
But there have been days where we've been out at like a video shoot. We were in DC and everyone was like, "Hi, Lita," and she's like, and they're like, "Got it. You are
Oh,
over
and don't
people."
forget, certain boys try to die.
It's just boys overall.
What?
Ugh.
What do you mean that's just
But-
it? Was kicked the face off of.
But she is still hyperfixating on that one, getting out of the car. But no, the older kids will walk by.
Quick enough. It didn't go quick enough. He's so slow.
You get to have fun with him in July. The older kids
gets to have fun with me.
will actually like walk past Lita after a weekend of a conference where she has had to be in a basement, which is not her fun thing to do anyways, because there's no windows. She's been overstimulated. There's too much noise. There's too many people. And Lita will be like, and they're like, "Got it. You have been over people. I'll see you when you've reset."
That's amazing to have people who just know and understand and accept. That is what we're building to. Finding these people that can become your village.
And they're like, "I've had those days too." And there have been days that I've seen them and I'm like, "I will not be talking to you right now."
Yep.
And people from outside the group are like, "Well, why aren't you talking to the
We're at
teenager?"
43
But in the idea that it doesn't make you less.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Your brain just works different, and or we are able to come in and articulate. I am peopled out. I don't need to push.
Yeah, and I appreciate that with her tap group, but outside, like when she was in dance studios, the noise in the lobby, it annoyed me. And I have multiple years and multiple therapies of teaching me how to mask. And she's like, the headphones go on, and all these adults are like, "Why aren't you listening?" And it's like, I'm being overstimulated. I can have a full meltdown, or I can put my headphones on. And people are like, "You're just going to let her be antisocial?" And I'm like,
I'm introverted. Get the F over it.
I think the headphones is such a glorious utilization of accommodations. I will tell that to adults. Get noise canceling or the earplugs, the loop ones are the ones that, eventually they will come in and pay me to talk about them because I talk about them so much. They help make my life way better. It helps reduce that stimulation to where it's the meltdowns or the burnout doesn't happen nearly as fast.
Also, plus, I can pretend not to listen to stupid people.
There's that.
yeah, but okay. So the loop earbud, the loops, I know you haven't done them yet. But everyone I know in your, we're not neurospicy. Yes, you guys are. Her tap group, like you can see them before they go on stage. All of them are putting the loops in, or they're going into rehearsal. There's going to be like 50 of them in with tapping. Tap doesn't bother her. It's not one of her sensory issues. The rest are putting in their loops. It's like, yeah, y'all are kind of maybe just a little love you kids, but and all their parents, like for that group, the parents are like, "Oh yeah, loops are you cannot live
I've
without
got some
the
in my
loops."
bag. I've got some in my room. I've got some in another bag. My husband has a pair and he brings a second pair in case I forget mine. Like we hoard them.
And like I've tried to explain to, I do not think you can do what we're doing with Autistic Wings at a traditional studio anymore. The further we're getting into it, the further I'm like, because you have to understand we have an anti-masking policy and parents are like, "Oh my God, you see my child and you want them to not mask."
No,
But-
we could have bored that almost took his face off in our classes. Then he would finally shut up.
Because she's hyperfixating on a thing.
Boy, but he talks. And he doesn't need to mask that hard. He doesn't need to mask that hard. What that hard?
Traditional dance studios don't allow
Where?
loops during class.
Really?
The little ear thingies that everyone puts in that helps with
Those
the
seem painful.
you have sensory issues around your ear. That's why we weren't doing loops with you. And you are fine in class. It's like when you get out and you're in, and then you just want the headphones on. And I'm like, fine, you're going to be peopled on anyways. And I mean, a lot of studios, all those parents are yelling over each other. But even in class, loops are a huge thing to keep you from dying.
And they're okay. They're okay. Regular headphones that go over ears, because a lot of times we have that you don't want to put something in your ears because it doesn't feel very great for a long time.
I get the not wanting to have the regular headphones necessarily over the head in ears in class.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Maybe. I'm trying to be nice to the adults.
I mean, if they can still hear, there's some noise canceling headphones that really do a knockout job of making it to where you can't hear most anything.
Oh, yeah.
No,
But-
only if my headphones were noise canceling.
Yours are pretty noise canceling. But
Yeah, but I don't cancel out stupid people.
That, unfortunately, that's going to be something you will hear for the rest of your life.
she's all upset over there. I don't know. Technology has not gotten to the point of drowning out the stupid people. But
I
the
don't know
amount
that it ever will, but people are getting more educated.
Oh, yeah.
Ish.
The amount of adults that are like, well, but the loops might be connected to their cell phones and they might be listening to music.
What's so wrong with music?
In dance class, you should probably be listening to your teacher, not.
It's when I bring up science and murdering my zoology
Okay,
and
so
my soul, along with the science and zoology and the Quaker grave.
you know how autistic people are. When your facts are wrong, we tend
Oh.
to think you're stupid.
I question how I'm
And-
not dead already.
And some of her dance teachers have had some very bad facts about science, and she still.
Hey, not and B, not capturing the disease seems to be the stupido disease.
Do you know it's even more than just I have learned that the language, the semantics of it, if someone uses the wrong word, my brain only fixates on the word. I'm like, but that's not right. And they're sitting here just flabbergasted because they have a meaning of it. Like, well, no, this is what I meant. I'm like, I don't get that. I need you to be to say this. It seems as though we're fighting them, and we're fighting it, but we're not. We're just I get hung up on the semantics of it. For anyone who's listening, masking is adaptive. We can evolve with it, and it can look like success when reality we are just burning inside. But it can look like scholastic success. It can look like professional success.
You can get fairly far with masking, and people think you're just odd. Because I have some friends who are in the public eye that mask, but they won't use the A word, as they call it.
That's being in the public eye drives me bananas because it gives you that ability to speak. Not everyone wants to be the poster child for autism or ADHD or neurodivergence.
And they're also from an older generation. They're all baby boomers.
And with masking makes it so much harder for people to get diagnosed with anything because actually I saw a psychiatrist for my 12-year-old recently because we finally got the ADHD diagnosis. It's taken years. And I said, I also see autism tendencies in this. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, fun story. I'm now going to make you cry. And I got him as close to tears as I feel I needed to in that moment. But he still fought me for, no, she can do everything. She's got good grades. She's got this. She's got this. I'm like, that's true. You can have this and also this. There's a lot of education in what autism looks like in girls.
And the masking does not help. And we have been taught as girls to just mask, period. And then you add but you're autistic, but you can mask so nobody knows you're autistic.
I'm also mad from that one episode because in the end of the episode, all the autistic kids were I mutants now at the end.
Let's be honest.
I'm just saying. Why don't I have superpowers? Freaking famous autistic kids got have superpowers. What? Like super. I mean,
Because you've not been bitten by a radioactive spider.
oh,
There's
yeah,
that.
Spider-Man. I bet you would die of the radiation, though. Well,
Oh, I mean,
But-
he Trump the next
allergy to
Spider-Man.
arachnids, like all arachnids, then radiation and allergies.
She has opinions on this one. No, I mean, we've had a month where she's had people go, oh, because we're filming this at the end of April. Autism awareness, autism acceptance. Dear Gen Z, we can have an argument on why we need both. Um,
57 minutes.
Thanks. A lot of people going, oh, autism's your superpower, so it's not
Okay.
something that holds you back.
What more do I get? Better not will be. Oh, hey, math. Because I can barely do math.
Oh, see, I disagree with you. I do. I think our brains are superpowers. Everybody has a different version of it. Pattern recognition, though. That is, and the hyperfixation. We've seen your brain do that this whole time.
They mean superpowers. They mean superpowers.
Yeah, well, they're wrong.
Apparently not in my
May
heart.
I explain what the adults mean? Because you're taking it wrong. What they're meaning is because autism is such a superpower, she doesn't need any accommodations.
Oh.
They're not meaning it as, oh, look, this can be she's got a superpower. She's autistic. She doesn't need the accommodations. And if she needs accommodations, they can decide what her accommodations are, which is a whole nother episode we should have Yum for.
Oh my gosh. The idea of accommodations, I still need support and accommodation. With the accommodations, I'm not a cook in my family. My husband is a cook. If it came to us, we would eat bowls of cereal every day. I have had those moments where bowls of cereal for every meal.
My dad makes the best biscuits in the world. I will have no if, and, or what, or buts. Or this is scientific.
I may also not do grocery stores.
palates.
I have not been to the commissary in almost 20 years. It overwhelms me. I send him to the commissary.
Going to Home Depot and to Lowe's is very overwhelming for me. The stores with the really high ceilings, Costco's, Sam's, those are really hard too. They're hard. I get really overstimulated.
Yeah, and the overstimulation leads to masking, and the masking leads to a meltdown. And we are back to burnout because you can only have so many meltdowns before you full out burnout.
Yeah, you can only push down your discomfort for so long until I'm not leaving the house for a week.
Yeah, and I don't think people like the burnouts.
59 minutes.
Yeah, the burnouts. I don't completely think people understand how tied they are to trying to act what you wanted us to act,
which is the burnouts and it's just the meltdowns. Those are the things that they can be preventable to a point, but our brains get really overstimulated and overwhelmed, and that's okay. And if we need to take time away, that's okay. We're not being defiant. We're not being obstinate. Sometimes we just don't have that ability to control where our brain is at in this moment.
I painted myself. Sometimes the smallest accommodations can keep you from having to get to that burnout.
Mm-hmm. I think even for people like just learning their insight and okay, what gets me to this level of panic? I'm not going to get to this level. What gets me to this or this or this? And it's just kind of, I think of it as like the TSA scanner one. It's like scanning your body. All right, where do I feel stress? Why do I feel stress?
We told you an hour,
2
Kristen.
minutes and
we are going to have you back on because we love
We
having
did
you.
good. We kept it mostly at an hour. I know.
And there's going to be a little bit that's being cut out. So people are going to go, what hour are you talking about?
32,
Thank
33,
you
34.
for letting me
Lead us.
be here.
I
You
know
still
you've
want it?
been all around the podcasting world lately. I'm so excited for you on that. I saw you were on April's Adulting with Autism, and I
She
just
sent
forgot
me a
to
shirt.
Cool. I have not gotten my shirt from April yet.
Ooh, she even has my name on the back. I felt so
Nice.
spiffy.
Cool. April's one of our good friends.
It was great to talk to.
Your episode was amazing. I mean, she is an amazing podcaster. There's a reason she is climbing up the charts like there's no tomorrow.
It's what I like about the podcast world is we are able to, it's smaller than I thought it would be and bigger than I thought it would be at the same time. It's the reach for going out, and I've learned so many different things and so many other ways to come in and be loud.
Oh, yeah. It is like this big and like huge, but then you're like over here and it's small. But congrats on being on all the podcasts you've been on lately.
Thanks. It's been so much fun. I've learned if I have the ability to speak, I'm going to use my voice because not everybody has this ability.
Yeah, and you've got a TikTok. We're going to put that down in the description below. You've got Facebook, right?
I've got all the things.
Got all the things. Have you started your own podcast yet, Kristen? We didn't get
No.
you one.
I didn't know. I've seen you podcasters. Y'all are working overtime. I just want to come in and talk to y'all.
Yeah, we'll just get you on a podcast as a co-host one of these days for someone, right? I know a few people who are like, I'm not doing it. I'm just co-hosting.
That's the way to go.
So, yeah, I'm going to probably grab a few of your other podcast episodes and link them below if you're willing to share them with us.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you.
And we are definitely going to have you back on the program.
An hour's just not long enough.
It is not. You have so much information, and it is so amazing to talk to you because you've got a different perspective having grown up and being not
We
having
could
all the
see each
fun
other
stuff
in
with-
real life sometime.
We should.
I mean, LA Tab Fest exists. Like,
well, yeah, but
next
Dr.
year could
Kristen's
be
down
an
in
excuse.
Texas area. That gives you an excuse to go to Texas.
Say, like what? Yeah, the people can use excuse to use another excuse to each other.
Hollywood Tap
Like-
Fest is her big thing
like,
coming up,
Are
and
you
she
people okay?
hopefully-
Are you people okay?
hopefully she's going to have a new pair of tap shoes because I sent you. Did you get the?
No.
I mean, that's our big news is she's got a tap shoe now, Kristen.
That's so cool.
I know she's so excited, and they're like, we didn't know she was going to be this excited, but it's always great to make the company go, we didn't know she was going to be this excited.
Could be help. Honestly, I think that's another cool thing about autism is we have this ability to be so exciting and just excitedly happy for these things that it can be overwhelming for some people.
Luckily, the Sodanza has been amazing working with her, and they literally they are custom making her new tap shoes, the ones I sent you,
Helping
and
for
they had to call
Peldo.
down to they're doing it out of their Brazilian deal where they originally started, and they're like, we
Wow.
have to make sure this can work, and they were like, we wouldn't go to her to tell her. They made the picture and then realized Lita was going to fall in love with it. So they had to go see if they could actually embroider it onto the leather.
Oh my gosh.
But it is coming. They are putting it through faster than anything else. They're putting it through like she's one of their dancers. So
Wow. That's
then they're gonna-
amazing.
then they're going to open it up as a special order to the world, it sounds like.
Hey. I
Oh
didn't
my
even know. The pink could be pale.
Well, you go love on the kitties because they need loving. And I hear Jack Elvis barking up a storm upstairs.
Give the cat all the
Right. Well,
love.
you have a great day, and I will see you next time.
See you next time. We will definitely have you on. Bye.
Bye bye.